Hi, welcome to Keto Love. I'm Arian Love, and I started this channel to just track my journey on keto, share my tips and success stories with you, and to keep myself accountable along the way. So what is keto? Well, keto is a way of eating that forces your body to burn fat instead of carbs. So typically, your body's burning the carbs that you're eating throughout the day, and it just runs off of that fuel. So whenever you get your body to turn ketogenically, your body is switching over to a different fuel source, which is fat. So it will start to use your body's already stored fat, and then also the fats that you eat throughout the day. So I started my journey on keto back on July 6th. It was a little bit difficult at first. I knew that I had been eating carbohydrates and sugary sweets and things of that nature for so long that it was probably going to be like a stress on my body to switch over from carbs to fat for fuel. So I eased into it, and I can definitely say that my suggestion is, if you haven't tried keto before, easing into it, kind of like getting, one little step at a time into cold water. It's sometimes people like to jump on in, and some people like to kind of work their way into it and get used to it one foot at a time. So it's whatever whatever it works for you, do that. But this time back in June, around June 15th, that's when I started cutting sugars out of my daily intake. So I would still eat things like rice, bread, pasta, things of that nature, but no soda, no sugar in my tea, no desserts type foods, nothing that is a sweet type food. I would avoid those things. And then by around July 6th, I had worked myself into a habit of not having the sugar added in, so I felt like I could start doing strictly keto foods. So I did that. Also, before I started keto, I had also increased my water intake dramatically, because after not drinking sweet tea and stuff of that nature, I was thirsty for not. I was more thirsty for water than I would be for like unsweet tea or things like that. So I did increase my water intake quite a bit at that time, which I do advise to increase your water intake. Let's see. So July 6th, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do specifically as far as goals at that time, but I knew I needed to get started with something. I started off this journey at 357 pounds. And at that weight, I'm 5'7", so at that weight, my body was not able to function very well. I have my laundry room is in my basement, and just going up and down the stairs was, it was a real task to be able to do my laundry. It would get me really out of breath to bring the laundry up, which is just incredibly sad to say, but just trying to be honest and real here. Now things are a lot better, but it was difficult to do most tasks. Standing to load the dishwasher and get the dishes just washed and cleaned up, get the kitchen cleaned up, would cause me to have lower back pain that then would make me need to sit for over an hour just to kind of recuperate. Stairs at all would take me out of breath, also cause me pain in my knee. So I would avoid anything that caused me discomfort. Of course, we're all kind of like that. So that was the types of things that led me to desire to change my health. During this COVID pandemic, my husband was at home for 2 months where his job shut down. And I was, of course, working from home and at home with the kids as their schools had shut down. And we were trying to make the most of it by doing a lot of yard work and things to improve the just around the house maintenance and things like that. And I found myself constantly having to sit and watch. I couldn't just get hands in and work with my husband like I used to up until I had gained so much weight. I'd always just been able to just be right there with him working. And I had gotten to a point where I could be there, but I had to be in a chair. I wasn't spending a whole lot of time hands-on with him. And like I said, I was only 35 years old at the time, and I just did not want my life to look like that going forward. And it really helped me have the motivation to take the steps to change. I did have to do a lot of research to know how to do it the right way by myself. In previous times when I've lost quite a bit of weight, I was under a doctor's care. This time I have not been. Okay, so what I've been doing is cooking at home, staying active. So like I said, those first few months, things were kind of hard. My body was extremely out of shape. And I just kept pushing myself to do a little bit of work at a time and take the breaks that I needed so that I didn't hurt myself or get myself to where I was uncomfortable and to the point where I wouldn't do anything the next day, something like that. So I just try to find little things to stay active, a little bit more each day. Definitely I spend a lot of time just soaking in the sunshine, just trying to, in general, feel better. Also, I increased my vitamins back in June so that I could just have the nutrients that I needed to make sure that any gaps were being filled in. And I think that probably helped a lot also. So in July, whenever I started the actual keto process, I found an app called Carb Manager, which I'll share some of the details about that here. Carb Manager is a app that you can install on any of your devices, but it's also a website that you can go to on your PC or laptop. So it makes it really convenient, and it crosses over, so you can use it on your app when you're out, and you can use it at your desk on your PC when you're at your desk. So it's an easy transition to cross over. It's a very helpful tool for tracking pretty much your goals, your measurements, definitely your daily food and water intake. It's great for that. There's a catalog of so much just foods that people have already input the information in the macronutrients and all that in. It's very important whenever you're on a keto, when you're eating ketogenically, it's very important to keep up with how many grams of protein you're eating. Plus, you want to be able to keep up with how many net carbs you're having, because the whole point is to not eat too many carbohydrates, because you don't want your body to feel like that, or to turn that into the fuel source that you're burning. You want to be able to use the stored fat. Here's the Carb Manager app that I use. It shows you right here with this wheel your macros for the things that you really need to be paying attention to each day. Up here is the green bar that shows you the carbs, gives you the grams that you're supposed to stay inside, the total carbs, your fiber, your total fats, your protein, and then your net calories for the day. I don't ever pay attention to my net calories, just because if I'm staying within everything else, my calories are usually fine. As far as the fat, I don't try to hit that every day either, just because I want to burn my own fat. So for breakfast, like I said, I usually skip breakfast because of the fasting that I do, so I just have the black coffee. But then around lunchtime, that's when I kind of have like a brunch or like breakfast for lunch. And I used, there I have like my butter, and I made egg in the butter. I had some Canadian bacon, I had a protein shake, which was a chocolate protein shake with unsweetened almond milk. And then I needed a little bit more, so I just had some pork rinds for a little bit of a crunch. I put too many green beans on there. Delete those off. So there we have the turkey, the cauliflower, and the green beans that are for dinner. I did have some more coffee around 10:30 a.m., just black, so I just stuck that on there as snack 1. Snack 2, I had almonds and then my collagen coffee. And like I was telling you, that's where I put the unflavored collagen in there. So that's how I track my day. I try to keep my net carbs under 24 at this time, at this weight, but it updates depending on where your weight is, how much you can have. So this is a great place to track your weight. As you can see, my first was back in July. I weighed 350 pounds on that date whenever I very first started my keto part. Like I said, when I started my journey, I was at 357 back in June. I did lose a little bit of weight during June just by cutting out the sugar. But then when I started keto on July 8th, I was at 350. And then January 4th, I was at 271.2. So as you can see, I've had lots of weigh-ins, lots of weeks of doing this, but the trend is always going down. You can also track your BMI here. You can put in any type of measurement you want. You can put your waist. As you can see, my waist has gone down tremendously. You put your hips, hip size, anything you want to measure, arms, forearms, calves, thigh. You can even put in your insulin, your blood glucose. You can track your ketones. I'll tell you all about how I track my ketones later. But a few of those numbers have been in here. So the 0.5, that means that I was just barely in ketosis at that point. And then I've been up as much as 2.3, which is read by a meter, a blood glucose and ketone meter. And then the last one that I actually tracked on here was back then in November, was 1.6. But that really high one that was in the 2s, that was actually during a long fast, and I'll get into that and tell y'all more about long fast later on too. But you can see, you can kind of have a reference to your M-depth. As you can see, the last week I did not track anything, but today I've been drinking my water. I've had plenty of water so far today. If I was wearing my my smartwatch, you could track your steps. It actually pulls everything straight in here from like Google Fit or Apple Fit, whatever type of fitness thing you use. But there it is. There's my day of everything that I ate on January the 4th, my waters that I drank on January 4th. I drink a 20-ounce glass, so, I'm drinking more than 2 of these glasses every time I fill that up, so it goes by pretty quick. There you go. You click I'm done logging for the day, and if you've met all your goals, it gives you a nice little confetti, makes you feel happy about it. So using the Carb Manager helped a lot. I used YouTube, and I just searched for things that I wanted to learn about, and I would use YouTube and different websites that had doctors' journals and things of that nature. There are several doctors on YouTube who share their findings on following patients through ketogenic diets and also through intermittent fasting. So I've also been incorporating intermittent fasting, I'd say probably since week 1 of back in July. I find that fasting for 16 hours a day and eating for 8 hours works really well for me because of my schedule, and just because of it helps me to have that window of time where I'm not being fed, so that my body can just kind of take out the trash and restore itself and get ready for digesting my meals. So for me, most days I eat between like 11 and 7:30, sometimes 8, and I don't eat anything after 8, and then I through the night, and then I skip breakfast. I do have black coffee in the morning, and that doesn't break a fast, so that's fine to have black coffee or tea, any type of water, anything that doesn't have calories or sweeteners added to it. You can drink on a fast. So in the morning I just have black coffee, and then I start my eating window, like I said, around between 11 and 11:30, and I have either like a brunch or lunch type food, and then I have dinner. Sometimes, a lot of times around somewhere between 3 and 5, I'll have a coffee, and I add in unflavored collagen just to help keep my skin nice and elastic, or keep the elasticity in my skin. I like to use that also for my joints. It has helped a lot, I've noticed, and I know also with the weight loss that's probably helped with the knee problem I told you I was having when I'm going up and down the stairs. But all that is starting to feel much better. I do still have some knee pain and knee issues, but the collagen and the weight loss has helped with that a lot. So I have some goals. I have a 1-month goal during the month of January. I have not been able to do a push-up in a really long time. I just do the really girly like wall push-ups. I don't have the upper body strength for push-ups. So my goal for January is I'd like to be able to successfully do one nice clean pull-up or push-up, and just work my way from there. But I'm just gonna start with one, keep it easy, because I know that if I push myself too hard, I'm not gonna be happy with that. So just one nice clean push-up from the floor by the end of the month. So for the year, my goal is to lose 100 pounds. So my weigh-in for January 4th was 271.2. And I'm hoping or my goal is during 2021 to lose 100 pounds so that I can end out the year weighing 170 pounds. Another goal is I want to organize the house. It's a small house and there's 5 of us living there, 2 dogs and a cat. So we got to be able to get things together where we can all function in a way that's more productive for each family member. We've come a long way. We've done a tremendous amount of just cleaning up, reorganizing, maintenance since COVID, just because we've been at home more. But I do want to continue to do that and to really have our home functionable for all of us. And that's my goal also for this year. And I will share some of these projects with y'all along the way if you're interested. And then also another kind of a goal that is for physical ability. I'd like to be able to do 5 clean pull-ups by the end of the year. I know that doesn't seem like much, but I don't think I've ever done a pull-up ever in my life. But I know that would really help a lot for my upper body strength to be better. So I'm going to learn how to do push-ups, and I want to be able to do 1 by the end of the month, but I want to be able to do 5 clean pull-ups by the end of the year. And also that 100-pound weight loss. So those are my goals. I do encourage you to set goals. Some people feel like it's silly, but I set some goals, and I'll share that here. Several years ago, and I had a sticky note just sticking on my monitor of my computer at work, and it was there for at least a year and a half. I'll try to go back and find out exactly when I did set that, but it was when I was visiting a nutritionist often. So she wanted me to set some goals, and I really thought hard about what did I want, what was my goal for seeing the nutritionist. What did I want to get out of it? What did I want my life to look like? And I set these goals, and they've been, just like I said, on a sticky note where I could see them at work every day. But it took until after I was not at work looking at it every day, but at home looking at my actual life every day, that I found myself motivated to put those goals into place. So make your goals, try to make them where you'll be able to enjoy them, and find somebody to stay accountable with. So you can follow me here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'll link all those below. I'll link all of those things below here. There, you can keep in contact with us with our Facebook community group. It's Keto Love Community, and just have plenty of interaction with other like-minded people who are on a similar journey. I'm gonna have a weekly just check-in update, let you know how things are for me. Typically I weigh in on Mondays, because that works good to help keep me accountable over the weekend. This week I did do all my weigh-ins and things on Monday, but I'm posting the video on Tuesday. Just had a crazy day yesterday, had a little bit of water in the basement, and had to do all those emergency last minute things to get the water out and things like that, so we were a little bit more busy than I expected. That's why my video is coming on Tuesday, but I'm hoping to post my videos for y'all on Mondays, on the days when I'm weighing in and doing all my checks. Also, once a week, I'm going to share a video that is a new recipe, so you can have different ideas in your toolbox for what types of things you could make. So I personally am a mom of 4. I've got 3 at home, and one's grown and married and has a little girl and a little boy soon. Next month is due date. So I have to keep up with more than just me. I have to also make food for my family. My youngest son has some dietary needs, so we also incorporate the things that go well for him to help keep him from having flare-ups and things of that nature. Pretty much my whole house is gluten-free for that reason, and it works out really well. There are some things that I let some my other kids have that do have gluten. I'm not as strict on them since they don't have the dietary need for the restriction, but for the most part, gluten doesn't really help anybody, so I try to keep the household gluten-free. So I will be back later this week with a recipe, and I hope that y'all enjoy this. Please like and share, and subscribe to the channel, and share the video and the channel with anybody that you know might be starting a journey of their own for keto, or if they just want a place to watch for encouragement. And maybe you're not starting it yet. Maybe you're just trying to see what it looks like, what somebody's lifestyle would look like whenever they're on it. That's fine. Follow me. I'll also give you some other friends that I've met on Facebook, and some people that I've follow on YouTube. And just share share that with you, so that you can also have that resource available to you. It's been very encouraging to watch other people's journeys, and I think that that's why I wanted to do this, to be able to share my journey and encourage people and help show people that it's possible. I've gone from 357 pounds back in June all the way down to now January 2021, and I'm 271.2. So you can do it. It is possible. Even whenever life is crazy and life is hectic, even being a mom of kids at home during all of this shutdowns and lockdowns, I've been working full-time from home and with the kids there doing their schoolwork and all that. So it is possible. It is hectic sometimes, but it is possible. I have stayed strictly keto since July, even through the holidays, and I was even able to lose during the holidays. So you can do it. It's possible, and I will talk to you again soon. Y'all have a great week. Bye.